In this photo, I'm going to show you how you can use the graduated filter and the adjustment brush to actually make this image look like what I saw it as before the photo was captured. So because it was photographed in RAW, it's very flexible, and a lot of the automatic settings it does for you, which is also great. It's basically a white image right now, so we've got to add in the shadows and colours ourselves. So decrease the highlights. Okay, so this is already bringing out a lot of the sky. Right now, just ignore the landscape. So you need to get your graduated filter, drag it from the top all the way to where the image ends. So you need to create a dark filter so it fades down to the light sunset. Put a blue colour into it so it's already started to make the sky look really nice. Drag it down a little bit more so most of the sky is blue rather than yellow. You can increase the contrast to bring out more of the depth in the photo so it's not as flat anymore. Darken the highlights. Yeah, what you're really focusing on doing right now is pulling the image back in, getting rid of all those whites, increase the clarity, sharpness. So that's already looking so good. Just add a bit more blue. Okay, so now you need to focus on this yellow area because it does need to be made a little bit darker, I think. Okay, so use your adjustment brush. Make sure it's a nice big brush with like feather and just draw across that bit. Doesn't matter if you get any on the landscape underneath because you can erase that. Decrease the exposure. So look how much depth it's added the image already. So it was like that, and just taking it down a little bit has made a huge amount of difference. Increase the contrast. You can even change the colour of the sunset if you want. There. I think that's looking really good. This is already working out so much better than my last video. There. So that's the sky basically done. We'll work on it again once we've done the landscape. So now you need to get your... We'll work with the graduated filter first and see how it goes. Yeah, it's already looking so much nicer. About there. You need to obviously make it brighter, and so the greens come out. Add some depth with the clarity. There. So once you've worked the settings out yourself, it gets much easier because you can keep improvising, because you can just undo if something goes wrong. So now make your adjustment brush just a little bit smaller so you can get that line where there's just a bit too much brightness. So draw right over it and then increase the exposure, increase the amount of contrast, add some greens. There. Increase the clarity, that's much better. There we go. So that's all of your different layers done. So now you just need to focus on there. So your hue, saturation and luminance. Just adjusting each of your different colours to whatever you want it to be. So you can turn your oranges into like reds if you wanted. I might decrease the green slightly to make it go with the sunset. Then saturation. Increase the blues. And there we go. So that's how you can use your layers, like your different graduated filters, adjustment brushes, and your selective colour to make your image look so much better. But this is what we got. This is what we started with. Such a huge improvement.